I place a considerable emphasis on teaching MBA students. In fact, that's sort of a passion for me, and that's one of the main reasons I really enjoy being a college professor. Teaching motivated, dedicated, hardworking students, there is nothing more enjoyable than that. And this notion of teaching really started in my formative years. And my grandfather has been a huge influence on my career. And my grandfather, every Saturday, he used to go in the morning and go to the center of the village where I grew up. And he used to sit underneath a large tree, and a whole lot of kids used to come. And from 6 o'clock in the morning till about noon, he will be teaching them various subjects. And obviously, these kids were in different classes, so he will teach somebody 5th grade English and somebody 10th grade math. And so he spent that Saturday with all these children, and typically these are children from very, very poor families. And until my grandfather came home, none of us in our home could eat, because only after he came home and had lunch, only we could have lunch. So therefore, it was a tremendous nuisance for us. Every Saturday when he used to leave and come back so late, I did not understand what he was doing. Until in my teens, I began to see so many of people coming back to our home and thanking my grandfather for what he has done over the years. Many of them have become officers, teachers, doctors, and people who he was engaging in a learning process over decades. And what he was really doing, which is what has really impacted me the most, was he was lifting the aspiration of these folks. These come from very, very poor families. Probably their aspiration level was they just probably wanted to go and work in a farm without going to school or college. He simply lifted their aspiration and said, you know what, you can be something better. And in some sense, he saw the same potential in every human being. Because someone happens to be the son or daughter of a beggar doesn't mean the beggar doesn't have any aspiration for his or her kid. Everybody wants their kid to become a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, but only privileged people get that because they have the access to resources, access to opportunities. And what my grandfather was essentially saying was, we need to lift the aspiration of the people and make it possible for them to shoot for the star. When I am a teacher, when I'm teaching, I don't teach accounting or I don't teach strategy. I'll try to see how I can lift the aspiration of the students who are sitting in front of me. They come back at the end of the course and say, you know what, I thought this was possible, now I think something else is possible. That gives me the greatest satisfaction. Or when they go 10 years later, they give me a call and say, Vijay, you told me that idea that in class, I just made $100 million with that idea. I said, great. That's the kind of impact one wants to see. Particularly in a place like Tech, when you have a very smart, bright group of students, they could actually read the book and understand it. There is no reason as to why we need to go to the classroom, because they're plenty smart to take a book and read the strategy and textbook and understand it. Therefore, I see my role as to really show the passion for the subject, act it out in front of them, why that is so important, and really create a genuine interest on their part to go back and read the books and read additional books and articles so that they deepen the knowledge. My job, I tell the students, is to increase their level of frustration with the subject sufficiently that they want to go and learn it by themselves.